I still remember that day like it was yesterday, the way the sunlight filtered softly through the living room window, casting gentle shadows on the floor. It was supposed to be an ordinary afternoon, a quiet moment in the chaos of our blended family life. But what I walked in on that day changed everything I thought I knew about my stepson and about myself. My name is Emily, and this is my story. When I married Mark, I knew I was marrying a man with a past that included his 12-year-old son, Liam. Liam was a quiet boy, reserved, and often kept to himself. At first, I thought it was just the awkwardness of adjusting to a new family, but slowly, little things began to unsettle me. The way Liam avoided eye contact, the way he sometimes seemed lost in his own world. I chalked it up to adolescence and gave him space, hoping he would come around in time. That afternoon, I had planned to surprise Liam with a little care package, some snacks, and a new book, hoping to build a bridge between us. I knocked on his bedroom door softly, but when there was no answer, I pushed it open just a crack. That's when I saw him, sitting on the floor, tears streaming down his face, clutching a crumpled letter. The sight broke my heart, and without thinking, I stepped inside. "What's wrong, Liam?" I asked gently. He flinched, startled, then quickly wiped his tears away, trying to compose himself. But something in his eyes told me this wasn't the usual teenage drama. As he hesitated, the words tumbled out. Secrets he had been hiding, fears he had never voiced. And in that moment, I realized that Liam's pain was deeper than I ever imagined. It wasn't just about fitting into a new family, it was about trust, betrayal, and the desperate need to be understood. That day marked the beginning of a journey neither of us expected, a journey of healing, forgiveness, and ultimately, a bond that transformed us both. From that day forward, my perspective on Liam changed completely. The boy I thought was just quiet and distant was actually carrying burdens I hadn't even dreamed of. The letter he held that afternoon wasn't just any note. It was a cry for help, penned by someone from his past, someone who had shaken the fragile foundation of his young life. For days afterward, I tried to be patient and present, giving Liam the space to open up in his own time. It wasn't easy. There were moments when he shut down completely, retreating behind a wall of silence thicker than any I'd ever encountered. I reminded myself that trust can't be forced. Instead, I listened. I watched. I waited. One evening, when the house was quiet and Mark was away on a work trip, Liam finally broke. He came to me with his hands trembling, eyes filled with a mixture of fear and hope. "Emily," he said softly, "there's something I have to tell you. Something I've been scared to say out loud." I nodded, encouraging him without a word, my heart pounding. He told me about the bullying at school, how it wasn't just the usual teasing but something far worse. A group of kids had targeted him relentlessly, calling him names, pushing him, stealing his things. More than that, he confided that some of the boys knew things about his family that they shouldn't have, private things that Liam believed were being spread maliciously. But the most painful part wasn't the bullying itself. It was the feeling of being completely alone, even in a house full of people who cared. He felt like he didn't belong anywhere, not at school, not at home. The divorce between his biological parents had left him torn, and the transition to our blended family had made him feel like an outsider in his own life. Hearing this, I was overwhelmed by a fierce determination to protect him and help him heal. I decided that no matter how hard it might be, I would stand by him, fight for him, and be the mother figure he needed, not just in name, but in every possible way. In the weeks that followed, I made it my mission to be his strongest ally. I spoke with his teachers, arranged counseling sessions, and made sure Liam knew he was safe and loved at home. Slowly, I saw glimpses of the boy he was beneath the pain, quiet smiles, small acts of bravery, and an emerging spark of confidence. Our relationship began to shift. He started to share little things with me, a joke he heard at school, a drawing he made, the songs he liked. Each shared moment was a building block of trust. I realized that the bond between a stepmother and stepson doesn't always come easy. It requires patience, understanding, and unconditional love. One afternoon, while helping Liam with his homework, he looked up at me and said something I'll never forget. Thank you, Emily. I feel like I can be myself around you. Those words meant the world to me.